So we've got quite a cool Throwback Thursday video for you guys today. A little bit of history behind this. And I went to the Centurions Lacrosse Club lunch a few months ago now. And just if you're not sure what Centurions Lacrosse Club is, it's for older lacrosse players and gentlemen. And somehow I was invited to it. Not sure many people would describe me as a gentleman. But there was a good number of older players there. To put it into perspective, I'm 49 years old, and I think the next youngest person was probably 15, 18 years older than me. And there was a gentleman there called Tom Gare. Lovely guy, Tom Gare, ex-England player, and in his day was an incredible player by all accounts. And Tom Gare had mentioned to me previously and actually showed me a newspaper cutting with a picture. So it was actually a photocopy of a newspaper article. And it had a gentleman called V.K. Ross. Okay? Well, purely by chance, I happened to come across another article which featured V.K. Ross. Now, when do you think Syracuse Lacrosse Club first came? Oh, sorry, Syracuse Lacrosse. Syracuse University, I should say. Came to the UK to play lacrosse. Now, he asked me that, you know, when was Syracuse first touring? And I thought, well, no idea, I don't know. Maybe like early 80s? Well, apparently it was in 1923, because here they are. And this is V.K. Ross here. So this is an article about Syracuse University. This one in particular is lacrosse at Oxford. Syracuse defeat the varsity side. And just to point out V.K. Ross here. Okay, it says V.K. Ross, who's a Red Indian by birth and is probably the star of the Syracuse team. Interestingly here, you'll see some high tech for the time head protection. I mean, that would just be like a leather hat. So, and interestingly, there's a goalie here, okay? And the goalie also is sporting what looks like just a hat, no face mask. Now, when you look at the goal, I've pointed this out in a couple of the videos, and I'd love to know what year it changed. But you can see there on the goal, and more detail here, it's a square crease. So at some point, there was a square crease in field lacrosse, and then it changed to a circular crease. Love to know when that was, but it was obviously after 1923. Interesting to hear as well. You've got another Syracuse player here. Okay, a chap with the helmet, obviously wearing the old sausage gloves, but he's got knee pads on. I mean, funny, you look at those little pads now and you think, well, they're just like defensive elbow pads. But I'll read the article for you. So here, a save by the Oxford goalkeeper. Obviously, V.K. Ross. And it says here, since their arrival in this country, the Syracuse University team have, up to the time of writing, played and defeated Essex County, Oxford University, the South of England and Cambridge University. And so far, Oxford have been the only side seriously to extend the visitors. It is hardly surprising that the American team should have proven superior to their English opponents, since the sport has somewhat languished in this country. Lacrosse was invented and first played by North American Indians, and it is certain that its history dates a long way back before the time when European settlers first discovered the natives playing what was at the time a game unknown in Europe. Lacrosse was first introduced in England in 1867 when 18 Iroquois Indians were brought over to give demonstrations at the Crystal Palace, Richmond and elsewhere. Oh, isn't our doorbell annoying? There we go. It's probably a courier picking up orders. But really interesting that to have been asked about this V.K. Ross, if I knew anything about him, which I didn't at the time, and then, you know, to come across an article that features V.K. Ross. And the fact that Syracuse toured the UK so early. Quite interesting. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's Throwback Thursday and given you a little bit of insight about some of the kind of early lacrosse tours over to the UK. And I shall see you again soon.